San Francisco Earthquake 1906 by Caroline Armour. Wow, look at this destruction. Imagine if that happened to your neighborhood. Well, that's exactly how the citizens of San Francisco felt at 5:12 a.m. on April 18th, 1906. The earthquake that hit the city that Wednesday morning lasted only a minute but caused the worst natural disaster in the nation's history. San Francisco is in Northern California. Why did this massive earthquake happen here? Because San Francisco is perched precariously close to a monumental transform fault line called the San Andreas Fault. Imagine placing two pieces of pizza on a table and sliding them past one another along a straight edge. Bits of pepperoni from one side will crumble across the boundary onto a cheese side. This is what a transform fault does. The San Andreas Fault is 700 miles long and occurs where the North American and Pacific plates touch. These two enormous plates are continuously moving. When they scrape together and get stuck, tremendous stress is created and produces seismic waves that travel through the ground and shake the surface. Earthquakes are the result of this geologic activity. The San Andreas Fault is extremely important because it is a plate boundary that occurs on land. Most plate boundaries are in the ocean, so they are very hard to study. As a result of the San Francisco earthquake of 1906, many houses crumbled to the ground or were so severely damaged that they were uninhabitable. In fact, 500 city blocks were destroyed. That's about 80% of San Francisco. A total of 25,000 buildings were destroyed and about 260,000 people were left homeless. Back in 1906, insurance companies would not pay to repair a house because of earthquake damage, only fire damage. Many homeowners set their houses on fire to collect their insurance. What were they thinking? As you probably know, fire spreads very quickly. With many individuals setting fire to their homes and untrained firefighters using an unsafe amount of dynamite to clear the area, many homes were unnecessarily destroyed and even more fires broke out in the city. A major pipeline that carried water from San Andreas Lake to San Francisco was broken by the earthquake, shutting off the water supply to the city. When you combine the earthquake and all of the resulting fires, the city suffered a tremendous amount of destruction. Property damage alone was estimated at $28.2 billion. As you can tell, the Great San Francisco Earthquake of 1906 was an extremely tragic event. It is thought to have been an 8.25 on the Richter scale. No one knows the exact number, but an estimated 3,000 people died. When news of the earthquake reached the War Department in Washington, D.C., Army headquarters across the nation were asked to contribute to the relief effort. Soon trains loaded with food and medical supplies began arriving in San Francisco. More than 300,000 people were fed and cared for at the Army Commissary. And although it was difficult to house and feed all of the homeless, huge efforts were made by the government to protect and rebuild this important city. The physical rebuilding of San Francisco after the 1906 earthquake can be seen today in the engineering of its architecture. Both public and private buildings now have earthquake-resistant construction. This includes seismic vibration control, which is a way to lessen the impact of future earthquakes. Scientists believe that there will be another large earthquake along the San Andreas Fault sometime in the next 100 to 200 years. They are predicting that this major earthquake will occur perhaps as soon as 2032. Scientists believe that if people are educated about the possibility of future earthquakes, they will take the proper precautions needed to save lives. A special thanks to Wikipedia, Google Images, iMovie, YouTube, Intro Designer, Explain Everything, Assorted Images, my partner Sarah Sherman, my mom, Google Search, Evernote, TidalFX, KidBlog, Assorted Web Images, my iPad, and